welcome to the show. I'm Evan the Juggler, and this episode was actually inspired by a question I got asked in person, which was, when did you pick up your first juggling ball? But that got me thinking, hey, if you have any questions for me, or a professional juggler in general, leave them in the comments below, and hey, maybe I'll answer them next video, or a future video, or just in the comments section. But either way, feel free to ask questions, I want to hear them. And now back to the question at hand, or more in hand. It's a juggling ball. I was 9 when I held my first juggling ball. But as a juggler, I own a lot of props, and not all of them are actually for juggling. But think about it, you can't just have one juggling ball. They're like pistachios. Bet you can't just have one. I dropped it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I need another. You gotta have at least 3. Or 5. Or 7. Or 100? Okay, I'll be honest, I thought that the slogan, bet you can't just eat one, was for pistachios, but after a lot of research, one Google search, I found out it's actually for potato chips. So I'm completely confused as to how my memory mangled that one completely, but hey, let's go down memory lane and see all my first juggling props and how it compares to the juggling props now. So, let's go. Now let's start with the balls. I actually still have the same ones. Not those ones, goodness. Although, I feel like there might be a lot of ball jokes incoming, just be aware. So yeah, these here are my first professional juggling balls, all 6 of these ones, and they're actually the same brand and size as my current professional juggling balls. The only difference is the color, and the fact that these ones are a lot saggier, and I've had to sew them up a couple times to make sure their seeds stop leaking out, because, yeah, that was kind of annoying. But, to be fair, these ones here are over 10 years old, have been manhandled the entire time, and have been through a lot. So, I think we should give them a pass on that. So this right here is the Higgins Brothers 2.5-inch juggling ball, and I was very lucky to have gotten these ones first. I think I was gifted them because I was much too young to have bought them myself, but the reason for that is because I have tried so many different kinds of juggling balls, but I always fall back onto this kind right here. Not these ones specifically, they're a little bit too wrinkly for me, but they're the best. For me. You might like different ones. But these weren't actually my first ever juggling balls. My first ever juggling balls were these handmade ones right here. And I made these during a circus summer camp, and I actually have a tutorial on how to make these ones if you're interested, because these ones here are 13 years old and still kicking. Kicking feels like the wrong word to say when talking about balls. Is that dropping? No, that's still kind of traumatic. Juggling, there we go. I should have started with that. These ones are 13 years old and still juggling. They also double as maracas. Well, between these juggling balls, you can certainly see why I had to upgrade from the old juggling balls to the professional juggling balls so that I actually looked professional, and then from the old professional juggling balls to the new professional juggling balls so that they're easier to see on stage, and so I looked professional, then from the old professional juggling balls to the new professional juggling balls so that I looked professional, and then from those professional juggling balls to these professional juggling balls so that I had different colors, and then from those professional juggling balls to those professional juggling balls because these ones here started wearing down so I had to look more professional, then from those professional juggling balls to these ones at the same time because I bought those ones at the same time. But overall, I've upgraded many times. And now, onto the rings. Now, I haven't gone through quite as many rings as I have balls, but there's still quite a lot of them, but that's because they don't break down very easily. They're made of hard plastic. Unlike the plastics in Mean Girls, they seem to break down quite a lot, although those were mental breakdowns, not physical ones. But because these are hard plastic, they don't break down easily, and they last a really long time. Also probably because I don't juggle them quite enough. So these here are my first ever juggling rings, and as you can see, they're very circusy. We've got all the official circus colors, red, yellow, and blue. Don't mind if I do. not really juggle these ones much anymore, but that is of course because I have these ones. There. So one thing that seems to happen consistently is whenever I upgrade from my first juggling prop, I move to juggling props that are all the same color. But despite these rings here being the exact size and shape as my old ones, you're not gonna believe this, these ones are actually magical. Watch very closely in 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, magic! They change colors. And yeah, nobody's ever figured out why that happens. It's totally 100% completely magical. And not because they're double-sided. So yeah, I upgraded from the Higgins Brothers juggling ring to the Play B-side juggling ring. But the magicness of being able to change colors while juggling isn't the only bonus this ring has. It's actually a much harder material than the Higgins Brothers ones, so that means I can do ring grinds much longer. It's a little bit longer, but it makes a big difference. So yeah, because these rings here are better at doing specific tricks and also have bonus tricks of the magic trick, they're slowly becoming a bigger and bigger part of my act, which I didn't really juggle the other ones very much, so this is good, this is very good. Also, despite the old and new rings having different thicknesses, they're all still so similar size, shape, and weight that you can still juggle them all together without much issue. That was a regular drop, not because they were different. So yeah, if you're buying your first juggling ring, don't worry too much about which kind you're getting, because they're all pretty much the same and they're all good quality. The only thing you gotta worry about is which color to get. So don't choose the wrong color. No pressure. Clubs! Join the club of me owning way too many juggling clubs! And that's because I've gone through many sets over the years trying to find the ones that I truly like to juggle. It took many attempts. But now, my first juggling clubs. Shh! My first juggling clubs. There we go. These ones. These are my first juggling clubs. There's 2 more. Let me find them. My first juggling clubs. The HB Spirit Clubs. These clubs lasted me years and years and years and have been dropped many times. Actually, probably about the same amount as my current clubs, because I drop a lot. But for beginners, these clubs were cheap as dirt and available in like every single toy store around. So, you know what? They're pretty good. And like, if they were dirt, they'd probably be like the topsoil that has like nutrients in it and probably a few worms and helps the plants grow. Did that make any sense? But these clubs here are well balanced, unlike some similarly designed clubs I've tried in the past that I appear to have gotten rid of because I can't find them anywhere. And these clubs are super durable, and they're actually so durable that if you catch them wrong, it actually feels like your fingers just fell right off. And come on, that is the juggling knife's job, not the clubs. But I did have to upgrade these ones because they are missing a couple qualities that professional juggling clubs have. Like, a job! You can't be a professional without a job. Okay, not really, but they were missing the soft rubber ends that protects it when it falls and also makes balances much easier. Like, look how rough these are. I don't want that on my face. This side's just as bad. It's like sandpaper, and that has to go on my nose. Oops, see, right, whew, yeah, okay, I'm not doing that again. One take wonder for that one. And they're missing the super soft handles. Ah, jeez, doesn't hurt. I regret doing that immediately. So, yeah, we like the PX3s. It took me a long time to find them, but the PX3s are my personal favorite. The Play PX3s, to be exact. I have a few different colors of the PX3s because I like them. That sounds cool. But yeah, I have a few different colors of the PX3s because I liked them so much. There's only like slight differences between them because I bought them at different times. Like this one here has a different handle texture, and these two here have different... They have tape instead of like a plastic thing, I don't know, but they all juggle the exact same. Like professional juggling clubs are all pretty much the same standard now, that even the Henry's brand juggle the exact same as the PX3s. For example, this is the Vision Club. It is much heavier because it has an LED core, but it's a Henry's body, and they juggle the same as the PX3s. And this one here is the Henry's Loops. The only difference is that it's like, ribbed? For the body juggler's pleasure, which makes these tricks much more fun. But yeah, they all juggle the same. So all of these different juggling clubs look, feel, juggle, and, well, are much more professional than my old juggling clubs, even though these served me very well for many years. But these were definitely worth the investment because I love juggling clubs. Like, I love juggling clubs, and I love juggling clubs. They're my favorite props, and I use them the most, so definitely worth the investment. Speaking of clubs, you can also join the exclusive Evan the Juggler Club, which is called my Patreon page. Basically, patrons help support these videos, and it's only $5 a month, and you get all sorts of Evan the Juggler exclusive content, like videos of my live acts, TikToks that were too raunchy for TikTok, we even have blooper reels, and so much more. But you're not gonna believe this. You remember the question that inspired this whole video? When did you pick up your first juggling ball? Well, that was actually from a live act, and that will be posted on the Patreon page in the future. So if you want to see it, become a patron today and help support me make these videos. And now, if you don't join the club, just enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you for watching. And again, thank you, patrons. So yeah, we all gotta start somewhere, and you're never quite sure where you're gonna end up when it comes to juggling props. But I guess the point of this video is to say that beginner juggling props are meant to be upgraded eventually, but they're so good at what they're supposed to be, which is beginner juggling props. They're inexpensive, they're durable, and fun. So what more could you ask for? Well, you could always ask for professional juggling props, but come on, those are expensive. So sometimes it's good to be happy with what you got and juggle them until they destroy themselves. And if they're anything like my beginner juggling props, they do not destroy themselves. They just keep on going. But if you're happy with what you got, and what you got are juggling props, get a real job, nerd. Or don't, it's way more fun to not get a real job. Come on, this is more fun than being an accountant. I suck with numbers, especially numbers juggling. I can't do 8 yet. I can do 7, that's pretty good. See? Not bad. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!